Usually in the mornings, the grocery store isn't busy.
Okay.
And most people are totally fine. It's just when you wake up, and you know how people say, like, don't talk to me if I haven't had my coffee?
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink coffee.
There was this guy and this girl, and they wanted to make a podcast, and they didn't know what to call it, but they sure talked a lot, so they said, let's call it Flappity Flap, Flappity Flap Podcast. Yeah. Hello, and welcome to Flappity Flap Podcast with Brandon and Sarah.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's morning for us on Saturday.
Saturday.
I think you're going to get copyright struck.
Oh, yeah.
Should we start over?
Well, we're not... I don't know if you can get copyright struck unless you're monetizing it.
I don't know. We got one view on our last episode, and even for the bad episodes, that's really low.
But if there was a thing, we would have gotten a message about it.
Would we? Maybe
Yeah.
I did. I might have gotten one at the Flappity Flap Gmail.
I don't think they secretly take things down. I think they would have told you.
I should probably check Flappity Flap email just in case. But I feel like it would notify in like TubeBuddy. I don't know. Anywhooser.
Yeah. So what's going on today?
Well, so I had a Facebook memory come up that gave me an idea. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, here it is. Okay. No, I don't want an ad. And the Facebook memory was that Brandon and I were having a conversation. Where the fuck did it go? Okay. Sorry. 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Shut up. And it was this time of year. It was pumpkin pie season. And we were having a lot of pumpkin pie even before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And Brandon was clearly maybe feeling bad about having too many pieces of pumpkin pie.
I was kind of overkilling it. I think at that time I was eating like full pies.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure I ate like at least nearly full pies to myself.
So I said, apparently, because then I posted it on Facebook because it was hilarious. I said having pumpkin pie 3 times in a week is not a travesty. And Brandon said, put that on my tombstone. Mm-hmm. So it popped up.
As a dumb little joke.
But it was funny because he loves pumpkin pie. We both do, but he really loves it.
I used to hate it. I used to be all for the like chocolate kind of like, Oreo ice cream kind of, the kind of pies that little kids like. Mm-hmm. They're like, just give me a pie crust filled with sugar and I'll eat that.
So when you grew up to be a man, you graduated to pumpkin.
Mm-hmm, somehow. To a fucking gourd.
Yeah, I was going to say, what class? I almost called it a legume. It's a gourd. You're out of your gourd, man, for loving gourds so much.
Who on earth decided that it was a good idea to make a gourd into a pie?
Well, but clearly they had to add a shitload of stuff to it, including sugar. So it's not like the gourd tastes
spices
good by itself. I mean,
I wonder. It really doesn't.
Do you want a squash pie? No, is squash a gourd? What is a gourd?
A gourd. So a squash is a gourd, but a gourd isn't necessarily a squash. I mean, a gourd isn't a squash. Isn't just a squash.
Right.
It's a classification of a thing,
yes.
right?
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. You're smart.
Am I?
Yeah. So I thought it would be fun to talk about funny tombstones or what we would like to have on our tombstones if we were to be buried, which we're not. I think we're both probably going to be cremated or...
I don't know.
I feel like I would leave it open to whoever is around to bury me, which will probably be
fun decision yet.
Yeah. Well, because we don't have children and don't plan on it, we're probably going to just be disposed of by care home workers.
Cremated and then blasted out of a cannon.
So you're okay. So you just just all your cremated ashes are just going to explode.
All over
like a crowd.
Ew.
Like a raving crowd.
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay, so that's why I said it out loud. So do you want to reconsider?
I don't know. I haven't thought about this. I haven't genuinely thought about this. So what are you going to do?
A few years ago, the new thing was a green burial, which is, I don't even remember, but, they kind of wrap you in some sort of...
They compost you?
But yeah, exactly. Basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't you naturally compost anyway? As long as they don't put you in the fancy box full of synthetic fibers and
full
crap.
Of satin.
You're probably fine.
And finished wood.
Well, and it's not like you're, you know, I don't know. It's not like you're really taking up space on Earth. You're underground where they're probably never going to touch, and it's just going to become covered in
until they decide
Earth.
They want to develop it for, you know.
In which case it's fine because you're more than 6 feet below, you know, the ground.
I think they end up digging people up and like moving them.
Oh, really?
You know, if they want to develop it for like housing.
I guess that makes sense.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because they don't want to have houses built on a burial ground. I mean, we see how that turns out.
How's that?
Poltergeist, I think.
Oh, okay. Are you being serious right now?
Well, I think it's just I think they were built on a
You believe in ghosts?
American burial. I would not want to live in a place that was buried on top of bodies.
There might be bodies under our house.
Yeah, but they weren't. It wasn't like a sanctioned. I mean, that probably means someone was murdered. And
there's probably caveman bones under our house.
Okay, that's different. It wasn't
How
like
is it different?
It wasn't a burial ground that was like deliberately, you know, or just, you know.
But I don't think, you know, I think if there are going to be
from
ghosts,
the people living there,
there will be ghosts. We'll have caveman ghosts.
That's fine. I don't think they're smart enough to haunt
ghosts.
People. I don't
know if you have to be smart to haunt people.
Yeah, I do. I think you have to have unfinished business. And a caveman was probably so dumb.
According to Poltergeist.
So dumb and so exhausted.
Which
because
isn't a real thing.
Up. So, but a caveman would just be like, they're just exhausted every day from hunting and gathering and, you know, trying to procreate, trying just to get through and be warm enough.
I mean, it's kind of like modern
I feel like by the time they die, you know, I think the people who haunt usually are like they're murdered or, you know, you cheated on me or...
I'm sure there were plenty of cavemen that were murdered.
Who cheated? Oh.
I'm sure plenty of cavemen were murdered. Possibly more cavemen than modern day people.
I guess I'm talking about a more
and
modern...
cave women.
A more modern...
I want to be inclusive.
What's the word? Agenda, motivation for murder, which is, you know, I don't know, stealing money or stealing someone's wife.
You know, it's just simplified of what we are in now. Like, you stole my animal hide, so now you're going to get beamed on the head with a rock, bub.
I guess.
And then that caveman haunts you.
I guess I assume when there's a haunting that there's some higher level of intelligence and deviousness or mischievousness. And I just don't see a caveman having any of those things.
You don't think cavemen were devious?
Simple. Not for today's standards.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well.
It'd be like
technology.
What's that over there? And then the other guy turns and looks and then you club him. That's about as devious as I imagine they could be.
You never know.
That's true. They probably were way more clever than that.
Who knows?
I imagine by the time they died, they were just like grateful. Like, this has been such an exhausting existence.
Yeah, but you know, in the year 3000, they might be thinking that about us.
That's true.
Like,
and I think it may be a relief in some way. This fucking rat race.
Mm-hmm. This is a really uplifting podcast.
You know what? I just thought of a funny thing for your tombstone.
What's that?
Because I was talking to my life coach the other day, and she gave me this list, and it's like you're in a category of 3 people. You're freeze, your flight, or your fight. And so I forget what the 3 things are. I wrote them down somewhere.
I'm definitely freeze.
But one of them was people are assholes. And I was like, me and Brandon say that quite a lot. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But one of the other ones was, so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pick out the phrase that kind of you say a lot or you think a lot. So people are assholes was one. And I was picking between that and like 2 others. But
I have appreciation for people that are good.
Let me finish. The one that really resonated was life is hard. Life is really hard. And I was just like, yeah, it's just, I was like, it's just a lot of fucking paperwork, you know? And I just thought just now that Brandon's tombstone would be like, no more paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
Because you say that all the time about homework, office stuff, bills. Is just his catch-all term is paperwork, which I thought was so funny.
I said that a while ago of like when I'm on my deathbed, or if I get to a deathbed, if I don't die suddenly, just put a bunch of tax forms on me and a bunch of shit for me to fill out, and I'll happily leave this earth.
That'll speed your exit.
And I'll leave with a smile on my face. Thank God that I don't have to deal with this fucking garbage anymore. Bureaucracy.
It's exhausting.
It just fills me with rage. Really, any kind of bureaucracy, any kind of like having to wait or fill out some nonsense paperwork.
Yeah.
Or
you say rage, and I say just sucks my will to live. You know, just drains me. Like, I don't even have the energy, either the emotion for rage. I'm just like, just kill me now, you know?
That's sort of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a bit
First
of both.
rage and then suicidal.
Just get me out of here. I don't need this.
I don't need this bullshit.
I don't need this. And, you know, be more efficient. You fucking dickheads.
Who are you talking to?
Just the world. Why do we need all this fucking paperwork? I mean, I get it for some things.
It's the same
but
reason.
A lot of it, it's just like, good Lord.
It's
like when I tried to do a fucking police report. I tried to do a police report because my car got broken into. Somebody was smoking weed in my car, you know, fucking around with shit.
They broke into his car how old is your car? Like 2000 or 1990 something Honda Civic?
It's
Honda,
very inconspicuous. Yeah. It's not like something that really draws attention.
Yeah.
So I was, but it's been broken into multiple times. Anyway, I tried to file a police report, and it was more questions about me than it was the fucking crime.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck this.
What did you do to attract this criminal behavior? What? Well, I mean, not really, but it does make you feel that way.
Of questions.
What did you do wrong? What did you do wrong in this situation?
All I was thinking is, all you fucking dickheads need to know about me is where I live, what my name is, and what my phone number is.
And what my car is.
You don't need 5 pages of information on me.
Yeah.
Like, for fuck's sake. I mean, I get it, like, explain what the crime was. There was none of that. I mean, maybe after the multiple pages of questions about me, it's like,
what else were they asking you?
I don't even remember.
Maybe they just get so many false reports, or people like retaliating against someone and making a report that they have to have that background. So if it ever comes back, it's like, well, such and such said, and here's his history.
That's true. There was just a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I just want to report that somebody broke into my car because I was, the person of the HOA or whatever told me to file a police report.
Yeah. And they weren't gonna, we don't have cameras and we're not gonna put up cameras, and it's like, okay. But now, so I have to waste more of my time calling the police.
Jumping through these fucking hoops. I'm the victim. Why am I having to
How
fucking
many more
jump through
hoops do you have me to jump through?
It's just stupid. And maybe it's to deter people from filling out police reports.
Probably a little bit. Especially if you're going to do a fake one or something. I don't know.
Oh my God, it just makes me so fucking angry. That kind of crap makes me so angry.
What doesn't make you angry? Because I feel like a lot of times I have to just move us on to a different topic because
breakfast?
You just... Even breakfast? Think about what happened today. Even breakfast made you fucking angry today.
Because I was preparing it. And I was trying to heat up the butter because it was like a fucking ice block.
It was one thing after another,
So I tried to heat it up. And
How much was there left? Like this much? Like a little pat or two?
But listen, all of it was left. There was like a half a block, but it melted completely. So then I was trying...
Why?
Listen.
No. Why?
I just said because I overheated it, you fool.
Okay.
Stop and listen to me for a second.
I just want to be clear.
So then I was trying to butter your toast with it.
I like how you say your toast. Okay.
And then you were, I don't remember. We were both sassing each other and you were threatening to come over and mess with me. So then I dumped it all over the fucking... countertop.
To be clear, he dumped the butter soup.
I dumped the butter soup on the countertop, which the countertop is like an ice cube. So
it's cold.
So it solidified on the countertop, and I just was done.
And then he just walked away.
So and that's not usually like me.
No,
I'll usually clean up after myself, but I just left it.
He does. So the tragedy is, last night we had. I'm sorry.
So angry.
I'm sorry. We had a lovely night. You know, we had a nice little time, and then we were up kind of late, and I was kind of dozing, reading a book, and he was working on the computer, and it was just nice and cozy. And then because we had such a nice time earlier, we were pretty hungry, even though it was very late. And I'm thinking, God, I'm kind of getting hungry. And then Brandon voices it, and he's like, oh my gosh. Because I said, I noticed you bought sausages.
Mm-hmm. Some of those Adele's sausages.
Yeah. So he's like, you know what sounds really good? You know what we should have tomorrow is waffles and sausage and eggs and what else? Toast, or maybe toast or waffles. Anyway. And then I was in my head thinking, that sounds really good right now.
Yeah.
And then he said that he's like, that sounds really good right now. Breakfast for dinner, for late dinner. And, you know, we'd kind of.
But it was 11:30 by then.
It was.
So
or
I would
later,
have had. I would have had horrible.
But then,
heartburn.
so then you have this beautiful fantasy, and then like we should have just acted on it, because I think it would have been fun, and we could have just stayed up super late. So then instead we wake up this morning, and we're both kind of tired. It's really cold. You know, he's already cranky because Chuck's flapping around, and not that was like a reason, but
he was beating the hell out of my plant with his tail.
Yeah, and Brandon loves plants more than Chuck, so
yes,
you know, how rude. So then he does the eggs. He's doing the toast. The sausages are burning.
It's all going well except for the sausages burning.
Sausages burn. So then he's trying to scrape the burn off the sausages, and then he puts the butter in the.
No, I cut the burn off the sausages.
Whatever.
And I was upset about that because it was so. Electric stovetops are so inconspicuous about what they're doing.
Let's not spend too much time on this because you're sounding old.
No, but listen, if you're trying to focus on other things in the kitchen, and
I'm talking to him.
It's not obvious that the fucking sausages are burning.
Yeah,
like they would be if it was a gas stove.
Yeah. So it goes from 0 to 120 in like 2 seconds, and yeah, you can't really
120.
tell. More
like 800
All right,
degrees.
I'm
or
so
more.
sorry. And then what happens is I forget is that, you know, Brandon really likes to focus on the breakfast, and there's a lot going on. And then I'm talking to him because in the morning, pretty much as soon as I wake up, I'm not like a morning person, but I do kind of start. I start thinking about to-do lists, and I'm talking to him about stuff that's in my head. And so then that's a distraction. So then you have that, and then you have the butter fiasco, which is you can't just stick it in the microwave and hit the 30-second button, the quick button or whatever. You have to just do like 5 seconds.
So I just pressed start.
Yeah.
Because I thought I would keep track of it, but I was
that's always
occupied by the fuck up from the sausages. Mm-hmm. So then I'm fucking up another thing as I've fucked up the other thing. Mm-hmm. So then I just wanted to smash the whole kitchen.
He was sassing me, I'm sure. So then I like walked over.
Probably because you were fucking laughing at me like you always do whenever something goes wrong. So I'm like,
don't
fuck,
think so.
Fuck, I melted the butter. So it was like it was a soup, and then you were laughing at me. I was like, I am not.
So then he
feeling good about you laughing at me.
So then I did like I will say that I came over as if I was going to, you know, slap his ass or squeeze him or something. But then I went instead to the pantry to pull out the vinegar because I've heard that vinegar can pull out the yucky food smells.
So I was trying to defend myself.
And then he slopped it all over the counter.
Yeah, because I expected you to attack me because you had said you were going to.
I didn't say that before that. I didn't say I'm going to attack you.
No, you did. You didn't say attack you, but you said I'm going to come swipe you or slap your ass or something.
That's fair.
And then you were on your way to me, so I was like, I had the butter dish in my hand and I was ready to defend myself, but the butter dish was full
of the butter soup.
To the brim of the butter soup that you had laughed at me about, which was part of why I was so angry, is because I don't like being laughed at when I'm fucking things up.
I'm sorry. And also you're very passionate about not wasting food, not fucking, and that means also fucking food up. That is also food that he spent his well-earned money on. And he's just very passionate about making a nice meal and like just having it all put together and timed and, you know, hot. So then on top of that, we sit down to eat and everything's, you know, the egg and the toast is warm, but the sausage is cold. And we just sat there and just dealt with it. And so it was like we had this beautiful plan the night before, and then we didn't do the waffles because there wasn't really much waffle mix left, and then Brandon wasn't super feeling the waffles and I wasn't feeling pancakes, so we just had this, like I said, we should have just gotten up last night and done it because we might have had some heartburn, but it would have been fun and it probably would have been perfect because we were in the right mood. And then this morning it was just a fiasco.
So if you ever think about having breakfast for dinner and
just
you're like really into that idea, just fucking do it. Don't wait till the morning
Carpe diem.
for you to fuck everything up and then regret the whole experience. Although I don't regret it. I'm glad.
Yeah, but there's nothing quite as
it was a mess.
Disappointing as cold sausage.
Especially morning brain. You wake up and you're a fucking imbecile. You can't handle simple tasks. I am, at least. So yeah, I would have been so much better at night.
I'm sorry.
Fixing that breakfast.
I wanted it, but I was like, my book kept flopping, you know, on me, and I was like, I'm so tired. Like, let's just go to bed. But yeah, I would have perked up if we'd like gotten up. We should have just done it.
I would have had to stay awake though, because
you've been having some horrible heartburn.
Yeah.
So
fun stuff.
Anyway, that was our adventure.
Getting old.
What are you, 33? Shut up. Getting old. You act like you're 53 or 63 sometimes when you talk about. Anyway, how did that tie into the tombstone thing? I don't think it did, but what did I just say about you?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's move on.
So no more paperwork. That's one of your possible tombstone. If in the hypothetical world where we were going to be buried.
Oh yeah, we were talking about me getting angry. So anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's just yeah. Oh, so we thought it would be funny to also look up other but do you want to talk about other ones that we would have for ourselves? Have you thought of any for yourself? Really?
No. I can't think of any.
Well, I thought about
I'm dead now, or I got dead.
I got dead again.
Oh, I got dead again. That's a Patrick Star quote when he's like surfing down a hill in this video game. Or no, in real life. And then he crashes into a mountain, and then it zooms out, and it's him playing a video game while he's also skiing down a mountain. He's like, oh, I got dead again. And then in real life, he does the same thing.
That's perfect. Yeah. Beautiful.
What about you?
Well, I just thought of some things that kind of, you know, describe me, I guess, and that might be funny to put on a tombstone.
Sarcastic?
Yeah. She didn't love hugs.
Sassy? You don't love hugs?
I love hugs from people that I really love. Close family, you. But
who loves hugs from strangers?
People do, not strangers, but like people that, you know, maybe you work with, and then you're going on like Christmas break or someone's going on vacation and they hug each other, and I'm like, I think I sort of, with some people, just let it happen and then it became a thing. Or it's that awkward of like, you just hugged the person right in front of me, but then we didn't hug because I clearly am uncomfortable with it. I'm just not into hugging.
Okay.
Oh, you're done? You're done hearing me? You're just like, okay, you've said enough.
No. It's fine.
You freaking bitch. She pushed one too many buttons.
Who?
You know, like maybe
who did?
Me. This is my tombstone, so it's talking about me.
Oh, okay.
My God.
I think you need to preface it with something because you were talking about
a lot of tombstones say, you know, here lies blah blah blah. She did this and this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I should have said, here lies Sarah. She pushed one too many buttons.
I guess I just didn't hear you say, here lies Sarah.
No, that was assumed that you would know.
That's what I'm saying is preface it with, so I think my tombstone would say.
I think a lot of people would be there with me.
Okay.
Jesus. Anyway, so you could read into that I got murdered, so I pushed one too many buttons, or Brandon's was the last button I pushed, and then he murdered me.
You know, that's fair for this instance.
Or God. I pushed God's buttons. I don't know. I don't believe in God.
Well, there you go.
Or so I could say, you know, here lies Sarah. At least she didn't die on the toilet. Or I could say, at least I didn't die on the toilet. Because that is kind of my fear. Is like some disaster happens while I'm trying to poop, you know?
I think you shouldn't worry about dying in like, you know, a shameful situation, because no matter how you die, you're probably going to poop and wee your pants.
That's true. But like, I don't want my pants down around my ankles when that happens. That is the ultimate.
I think on
indignity.
The toilet would be the better option.
Because then you've already done your stuff.
Then you're on the toilet and it's going to come out into the toilet and maybe you'll fall on the floor, but
then my pants are around my ankles with my, you know, shirt hiked up or whatever. That's not good.
Your shirt hiked up?
Yeah, you know, just to make sure there's no like splashing or touching. You don't ever do that.
So you're going to know you're going to die. So you'll know you're going to die and
that's what you do when you're sitting on the toilet is you pull your pants down and you hike up your shirt sometimes.
You do?
Okay, some of us do.
I don't do that. Why do you do that?
Maybe if I'm wearing like a long, loose, like a flannel or something.
Oh,
I kind
okay,
of have
one
to
that like goes down to your butt.
Right. I don't want that.
I don't own any shirts that are big like.
You own a lot of long flannels. That's a weird thing to say.
I don't. I guess
do you
I
just
don't.
Strip when
I
you go.
I guess I usually do in a t-shirt.
It's not like I hike it up like tie a little crop top. It's like I just kind of make sure that stuff is pulled away from the back region. Anyway, it makes me think of that SNL skit where it's like old people, you know, the device that
that launches you off the toilet.
So you don't die on the toilet. Yeah, and it launches you like onto your bed with an intelligent book or something. So when they find you dead, when your kids find you dead, you know.
It launches you and then there's like a compartment over the bed that just drops a book on you.
Yeah. But somehow your pants are down around your ankles. Not somehow. I mean, that is
because you're on the toilet.
Because you were on the toilet. So then they're like, yeah, oh, she died reading her favorite book or the memoirs of blah, blah, blah. But why are her pants down around her ankles?
That's a pretty funny skit.
It's so funny. You should
check it out.
The other idea, we could link it. The other idea I had was just, you know, here lies Sarah, beloved mother of Charlie. With no other...
That's an idea.
That's an idea. A bad one. Well, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So you don't have any ideas for what you would say?
Here lies Brandon. He died after living.
Beautiful.
I don't know. I got no ideas. I've never thought about it. I've never realistically thought about it.
No,
obviously I've made jokes about pie and stuff, but
yeah, but that's like, this isn't serious stuff. This is the premise of today's episode where I said, do you want to prep some stuff? And you were like, nah, that's okay. And then you're like, oh, I've never thought about it. But that was kind of the homework for just now.
I looked up other ones.
All right, we can talk about what other people.
Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about what other people have done.
Sometimes.
I'm sorry. That'll you could put that on my tombstone. You know what? I'll let you decide. If I go first, I'll let you decide.
Go ahead. Let's do this.
You're gonna shoot me out of it. You're gonna shoot my ashes out of a cannon, aren't you? Like into a toilet or. No, you go ahead. You pick some. Didn't you take some notes?
Huh?
Didn't you take some
notes? No,
you
go. You go start it.
No, I just talked for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to take a drink of water.
So, one of my friends growing up told me about a tombstone that was, I don't remember if it was in Bolinas or where it was. It's south of us. So West Coast, California, of California. And it was of a hand pointing down with chains on it. And I just looked up the meaning of it because I think that might have been slightly before the internet or like around when the internet was starting. So there was no real way to look it up easily. You could have gone to the library, I guess, or asked someone. I don't know. Anyway, we didn't know. We thought it was like a you're going to hell type thing, you know, pointing down with chains. It's got a very dark feel to it. Yeah. But apparently, It's a pretty common thing. And a hand pointing down can symbolize mortality or sudden death. When a hand with its index finger pointing downward appears with a chain, this symbolizes the hand of God plucking a family member to heaven. Holy crap.
A family member.
So, and it's a pretty common thing.
That's weird. I wonder, but it's just pointing? Because that seems like a weird...
I mean, it's got a very ominous feel to it. Because it's a hand pointing down and it's holding a chain. Which I mean, it's not a happy looking image. Oh, here's one of a hand pulling like a link out of a chain.
Oh,
which I get
that makes more sense.
Plucking a family from a
that makes
a
lot more sense and is kind of not beautiful, but
sad,
but kind of like a nice, a cool kind of image.
You then see the hand more as God's hand and less of someone who's just judging the person.
You. I'm taking you. Interesting.
Oh, okay. See, it's actually pointing to a link. I think
still, that one's kind of crappy.
Well, I think it's more symbolic because, like, look at the clouds. They're all like spiral things. They look like a weird design.
Yeah, it's weird. The other one was very clear.
Judgy much?
Yeah, I am.
And a lot of them are...
Anything kind of God-related, I'm pretty judgy. He works in mysterious ways. What a crock.
Okay, don't forget.
What?
One of our viewers is Christian.
You just made it more awkward by pointing that out.
I think it's just as awkward. You just are now aware of it.
Yeah, but that's the problem is this should be pure, uncut, I'm talking about drugs or something. This should just be from the heart. I do feel like that is a crock. I just don't.
Okay.
From my perspective, I don't think people are, I'm not saying I think people are stupid for believing that. I just don't buy it. Or the way I feel about it is if that is how God works, I want nothing to do with him. Because I just think I don't buy that. Anyway, yep.
I think
it's just when we don't know what is happening and it's bad. He works in mysterious ways. No, sorry.
I think you're kind of
what?
Singling out some viewers.
No, I'm really not.
Maybe not on purpose, but I think maybe that would be a good idea to cut. It's fine. You're obviously allowed to have your own beliefs.
I think you should stop saying mid-episode. Stop saying mid-episode. I think we should cut that and talk about it later because then you've drawn attention. Now it makes me not want to cut it.
Just because when you say something is a crock, right? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. used a pretty offensive word for it. So anyway, here is
I think it just makes me angry. I'll put it that way. It makes me angry that we would, if that is the case, that we would be expected to just put up with that. Because I think there's a lot of suffering on this earth, and I don't...
Like we're kind of his playthings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
or there's some grand, complicated scheme.
Yeah.
It's, okay, so...
I get having resentment.
I think the reason... Well, and there's not really resentment. I think it just... Because it's like believing in Santa Claus for so many years and then being told or figuring out that's not... Sorry, I hope there's no kids listening. Tune out. That's not a thing. Is like, I finally just... The resentment is... Yeah, no, that's not a thing. For me, from my perspective, that is not a thing that, God... To me, he doesn't exist. So that was like this fantasy and this kind of scheme, this grand plan. And it's like, no, it's just... This is the earth. We are here by I don't want to say miracle, but kind of a miraculous accident, a cosmic accidental joke. And it's awesome in some ways, but there's a lot of suffering at our own hands, really. And I don't think there's any plan for it. It's just like in nature when you watch animals being torn apart by other animals or falling into a tar pit. And, it's not, there's no scheme to it. There's no meaning. It just is. And it sucks. So I think when you kind of at first believe that they're, like when I was a kid, when you believe or adults or, persons of authority lead you to believe or want you to believe that there's this like reason, And then you kind of go, you know, for my story or an atheist story, you kind of go at some point like, that's bullshit. Like, no. And now I feel extra duped, you know. Okay, bad thing to go down. Anyway, what were you gonna what were you gonna bring? I'm sorry. What were you gonna talk about?
I'm tired now.
I'm sorry. It just came from an emotional place because I did believe when I was a kid.
Oh,
and then,
you did believe him?
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah.
Oh,
so I think I felt duped or betrayed or abandoned, but then I realized later there was no abandonment. There was just never, you know, my belief is there was just never anyone there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So like when I found out about Santa Claus, the world just felt like a lonelier place.
I'm sorry.
But also it was okay because I had no one to blame. You know, just like I didn't blame Santa anymore when I didn't get the things that I had asked for. When I didn't get that, I don't know, video game or that scooter that I wanted, it was my mom's fault. It wasn't Santa. I'm just kidding. We struggled a bit financially, so it's okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please proceed.
That's fine.
Please proceed.
So there's a tombstone. Oh, what the fuck was that? What the hell was that?
Can you elaborate?
So I have this window open on my phone, and it did it again. Okay. So it can only do it a few.
There's a little bit of weirdness, and it might be with the screen protector.
No, let me just show you.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, I haven't come across that.
And it does it for why? Why do these people... So instead of programming things so they actually work...
Here's Brandon's rant against programmers. It's your turn now. Take a breath.
There's like this quirky thing that my phone does because I was just trying to keep the phone from going to sleep, which it shouldn't be anyways because I changed it. I changed the amount of time that it takes to go to sleep, but it still goes to sleep within like 5 seconds.
Does it go to sleep or does it just darken to save
darkens,
battery?
I guess, but...
Maybe it doesn't lock. Okay.
Anyway, so I was just basically moving my finger on the screen to keep it from going to sleep, and the window is like doing flips when I move my finger over the screen, and it serves
like a weird edit in an old crappy video.
And it doesn't appear to serve any purpose. It just makes the
we are a picture of
screen do a flip.
Manners.
Yeah, we're just gassy and fucking ranting. Like just a couple of old people. Okay. Anyway, so this tombstone says, free your body and soul. Unfold your powerful wings. Climb up the highest mountains. Kick your feet up in the air. You may now live forever. Or return to this earth, unless you feel good where you are, missed by your friends. And what is it called? Like, you know, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
It's not really an acronym, but
what is that? So okay, so it's an acronym. So the acronym for that is "fuck you."
Yeah, I don't know if it's really
So on the left side,
so it's a beautiful message hiding a not so beautiful message.
Yeah, so maybe John wasn't missed by his friends.
He was, and then he wasn't when they cracked that code. Beautiful.
Yeah. And there's a butterfly on it for some reason. Maybe he liked butterflies.
Maybe butterflies are creatures that look nice, but they're really assholes. You know, like John.
Butterflies are assholes?
Did you hear what I said?
No.
They're beautiful creatures that are actually assholes. They look like they're nice, but they're not. And that's kind of like John here.
Oh.
His message.
Are butterflies assholes, though?
I'm speculating. My God. You clearly weren't listening both the times I said it.
So what have you got?
So this one it's clearly fake because the text like goes off of the tombstone.
Olamo.
But it's still pretty funny.
He's got his feet in the shot more than he does the tombstone.
There's a reason for that.
Oh, okay.
It says, if you can read this, you're standing on my boobs.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. I like this one. I told you I was sick.
Oh, that's a...
I feel like I know someone who would put that. Someone who insisted they were practically terminally ill, but they were just a hypochondriac. Anyway.
I feel like they're going to know who you're talking about.
I don't think it's someone who listens a lot, and I don't know if I care. I didn't mention the name. I was hoping for a pyramid. Raised 4 beautiful daughters with only 1 bathroom, and still there was love. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We have 2 bathrooms and 2 people, and sometimes there's tension.
Wait, there's tension between us?
No, I'm just kidding. I was just trying to create some comedic something, and you ruined it.
You're welcome.
Visiting my grandma's grave and found this on a tombstone nearby. And it says, now I know something you don't. Here's one for me. Here lies an atheist, all dressed up and no place to go. Oh, that's, I'll just hang with the worms. There's people who put their recipes.
Dead.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's kind of like what would you call that? Like a stepping...
An art piece?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. Dead. Way to state the obvious. Yeah, people put like their famous
I feel like you
family
could just
recipes.
do a blank tombstone. I think I would want like just a cool carving of something.
Like what?
I don't know. Just let the person carve something fun.
What if they carve something stupid?
Yeah.
I want to know what you would like to be carved. Would you like to have carved on your... Remember you did that carving for me on that, is it pegboard or something? When I first met Brandon, we met in like October or started dating in October. And I mentioned like with only like a week or so away in December that it was my birthday. And he was like, it's your birthday? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, don't, and I'm not like one of those people or chicks who says like, don't give me anything. And then I'm pissed when you don't. I really just didn't care. And he carved me a seahorse in a pressboard.
It was to be a stamp.
Yeah. And then he put like ink on it and
I put the word on the wrong direction.
No, because
so it would print it backwards.
So for some reason, I don't know if it was because I was watching Office Space and Milton talks like this or it's not really nice, like a simple person.
It's just a lisp.
It's yeth, like yes, but yeth. So he drew this or etched this carved. What did you say?
Carved.
This beautiful seahorse, and then underneath it says yeth. But I like it because I display it like at work more like an art piece than I'm not going to use it as a stamp. So when you stamp it, the word is backwards.
Yeah.
But if you're just displaying it, it's the right way, which is what I prefer.
Didn't think about that.
Listen.
But
I've told you this.
But you could have printed it onto a piece of paper and then displayed the piece of paper.
Why would I want that? There's this beautiful thing that you carved with a chisel or whatever. That is the art piece.
Because
that is the original product from your hands. The
purpose of a woodblock print or a stamp is to use it as a stamp. It's fine. Let's move on.
I'm just saying,
we're like bickering
that
again.
That is the purpose, but I think when you make it to be like an art piece, it's not really the purpose. I get what it's more about that thing you created, and that's what you want to display. And that's what I prefer. And it's mine, so it's my choice.
Okay. Anyway,
don't anyway me. I will.
I think I would like. No, I was going back to the original topic.
All right, I unpop you.
Got off topic. I don't know. I think a cool carving of some kind of neat animal. Maybe like a frog with like
like frogs.
What would it be? Like a frog on a flower or something. I don't know. Just something cool.
Is that flower going to be able to hold? Is it a little tree frog?
Just something cool for people to look at. Just because
that's cool.
Tombstones, and also something that's a little more bright. Because like when you...
Here lies a dead person.
When you go to the cemetery, or when you look at tombstones, they're all so fucking depressing. You're looking... Even the ones that are like jokey or funny, they're all in this shape of like a memorial block that is inherently, in my opinion, depressing to look at. And they're like aged, covered in moss and cracking.
I think that's what makes them kind of cool, though.
It makes me think of sad things.
But that's because... So the original shape was just...
I know, but...
just a literal marking place for the corpse.
I know, I'm just saying it's...
And now it's become like... Yeah, there's a bunch of dead people here. A bunch of people that other people lost.
So that's why I think it would be cool to have like a carving or something.
That would be
or
cool.
Or like
a
whale
cool.
jumping out of the water or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something cool.
That's true.
So people can look at it and not be like, I'm so sad.
Yeah. This guy clearly enjoyed beautiful things. And he must have been a lovely spirit.
You're sweet.
Which he was. He is.
Except when he gets mad at breakfast and everything. Paperwork. Anyway.
Yeah. Going to the grocery store. Which I get mad at too.
I don't get mad at growing to the grocery store.
Okay. Here lies John Yeast.
Come on now.
Pardon me for not rising.
Dismissive. I don't mind the grocery store.
Well, it's just how you got a bit worked up talking about people shopping for Thanksgiving.
It's just because I went in the morning. Usually the grocery store is easy in the morning.
You felt betrayed. You felt like you had an expectation and a thing you go to at a certain time, and then you were misled.
Yeah, because usually in the mornings the grocery store is pretty empty, and I don't mind people. Most of the people were nice. It's just nice people can be very oblivious too.
Yes.
So they'll stand in the way, or like get in your way, or like cut you off. And even if it's not malicious, it's like, man, nobody in here is paying any attention to anything.
But the flip side of that is that you pay too much attention. Whereas when I'm going to the grocery store, and I'm quite an attentive, polite person, I stride through the grocery store with a purpose. And if you're in my way, a lot of people get out of my way. Or if you're blocking the aisle, I'll say, excuse me, can I get by? Or excuse me, can I squeeze by? Like, I'll say it politely unless you ignore me, and then I'm going to get pushy. Because this aisle and this grocery store is for everyone.
I did, and I was doing that.
You're so polite.
It's taxing when I'm like feeling like I'm having to ask everyone who should just be kind of more aware of like, excuse me, sir, can I get through? It's like...
You don't need to say, excuse me, sir. Just say, excuse me. Excuse me. You're too polite.
Yeah.
You are. And it's one of the things I love about you, but I know that
how delicate people can be, and just...
Most of them are not. Most of them, if you say excuse me, they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. But sometimes I'll get pushy because there'll be someone kind of standing in front of a cooler, looking at the milk, or they're reaching in, they're taking a million years, and then finally I'll be like, can I just get in here? Because I know exactly what I want. So get the fuck out of the way. I don't say all that.
Really just have some awareness. But like, I'm standing here behind you. How can you not see me? I don't know. A lot of people, and they're like, oh, well, do I want this one or that one? And then they're like looking at the backs of the things, and it's like, for fuck's sake.
I think it's fair at that point to say, excuse me, I'm sorry to be rude, but I know exactly what I want. So could you move for a second?
And I did, but it was just a matter.
You said that?
No.
I'm more decisive than you. Can I get first dibs?
Can I get first dibs?
I did that last time where it was like...
Anyway, it was just very busy. And...
It is a horrible time of year to go to the grocery store.
Pretty much everyone at the store was very friendly and nice. It's just I get stressed out when it's like a zoo.
It's a crush of people. Yeah, you literally might die. You might suffocate in the crush of bodies.
Well, and just having to be aware of like, oh, I don't want to step on this person, or I don't want to like, block this old lady. And I don't know. It's just, it's a lot of input, especially in the morning when I just want to get the fuck into the store, grab what I want to buy, and it's just not, it's not typical. So I was ready for an empty store, and I came into a packed store.
I'm sorry.
Very small issues, but
for an introvert and a reserved, polite person, it becomes. I get it.
I just like going to the store when it's empty because it's easier. But when it's busy, it's like you're having to weave through people, and it takes double the amount of time because you're having to wait for people, weave. Say excuse me, and when they don't hear, that's fun.
Just repeat it a little louder.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, could you clean the wax out of your ears, please? I need to get my milk.
To an elderly person or something, and then you feel bad if you're a little too forceful. I don't know. You
could just throw like $1 on the floor, and then they'd probably see it and then go that way.
It's such a dumb thing to bitch about. For me. It's such a dumb fucking thing to bitch about, but it just stresses me out.
I think we can work on that.
Going to the store at noon.
I think we can work on that. I think that's something we should work on.
Going to the store at noon when it's like loaded with people and you're having to like literally weave through people shoulder to shoulder. It's like the flea market, except I'm more comfortable at the flea market.
Why is that again?
I think because it's Mexican people, usually. I mean,
so they don't get offended if you bump into them, or?
I don't know. There's just a more chill attitude. Whereas if you like, I think I've talked to you about this before. If you like bump into like a white guy, he's more likely to be like, "What the fuck?" Whereas if you bump into a Mexican person at the flea market, it's just like we're just getting around each other. I don't know.
No, you're right. Weird. I think you're right. It is a cultural thing. It's just like when I was in Spain. They were ruder, but you just bump into people. You literally push past people. They don't say excuse me, at least in the region I was in the South. You don't say excuse me because I tried that and I got ignored.
It's not a personal thing.
Yeah.
You just kind of like push past each other and, I don't know.
We get on such interesting tangents. We came here to talk about tombstones and we ended up talking about pushing people in the grocery store.
I know, and complaining about some of the dumbest shit.
You keep saying it's dumb, but then you keep, like, it's clearly a thing for you, which is, I think, fine. But I think there's ways we can work on it to where the grocery store is not, I mean, I find it unpleasant, but not to the level that you do.
I don't find it unpleasant if it's not.
Oh, my goodness.
If it's not busy. Usually in the mornings, the grocery store isn't busy.
Okay.
And most people are totally fine. It's just when you wake up. And you know how people say, like, don't talk to me if I haven't had my coffee? I don't drink coffee. I need like
don't talk to me ever.
I need like a few hours to awaken.
Yeah. And you shouldn't need to have a stimulant to be okay.
To be okay with other people?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just need a few hours to like, okay, now I think I'm ready for people.
Well, even then you're just not like someone who rushes around and has like a hectic, that kind of frantic energy, so yeah. I'm sorry.
Fun top. It's fine. It's really not a big
hence the reason you did not bring home a pumpkin pie. That's cool.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I would have picked one up had you put it on the list.
Times 100.
Had you put it on the list.
Because your pie is not on my list. Anyway, let's go back to the topic at hand, which is way more exciting than talking about Thanksgiving shopping and food prep. I like this one. I like this one. I came here without being consulted and I leave without my consent. I just like that. I just feel like it's a crotchety old person, but someone who you would respect.
I like that. I feel like I would have gotten along with that person.
This one, destined to be Susan Melody Blanchard, destined to be a woman with too many cats. And there's a cat carving sculpture on her marker. That's pretty funny.
Statue? Statuette?
Sure. Shit happens. Not super original, but still appropriate, I guess. Spanx. It's husband and wife, I guess. Arthur Spanx, his wife, Catherine. Arthur Spanx, and then below that his wife, and then below that Catherine.
Oh my gosh.
She always said her feet were killing her, but no one believed her. That one's kind of dumb. So her feet actually killed her, like they strangled her or stank her to death. You stanky. Ugh. Damn, it's dark down here. Yep.
That's like a boomer joke.
Damn, it's dark down here? Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I didn't see it as a joke because I am a boomer. I'm just kidding, I'm not. I'm only 40.
I like that one.
Jesus called and Kim answered.
And it's a little picture of her with a phone.
With an old cordless. Oh my gosh.
An old cordless?
You know, like not a cell phone, like it's a cordless, you know.
You mean with a cord?
No, it's cordless.
Is it cordless?
Yeah, it's got the antenna. You goofball. You're too young to have seen those in the flesh.
I don't. No, we had phones with cords, but then it immediately went to, you know. Yeah, I guess I wasn't around for the block. There were cordless phones, so you had... But listen, I don't think I was around for the block cell phones. The bricks.
This is not a cell phone. It's a cordless phone. You charge it in its port. If you had let me finish, it's like your shaver. You know, it charges and then you walk around the house, but you can't go too far because it gets crackly.
Oh yeah, my parents got those.
Oh, so you were alive.
I guess I just forgot about them.
You liar. Think of me and smile. But I don't know. Is that like the person's name? Like,
I don't know.
I see dumb people. Well, I don't think you do because you're dead. Are there dumb people in the afterlife? I guess there's all kinds of people. They don't get smarter when they die. This one is a marker that's burger, and then it says the two people's names, and then behind it and to the right is a tombstone that says fries. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if I believe that. This one's stupid. Yeah, that's all I have. What else do you have?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should have been prepared.
I did prompt you a few times.
So, Dee Dee Ramone, the bassist of the band, the punk band, the Ramones, his tombstone is covered in kiss marks from actual people, I think, kissing his gravestone.
Weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Maybe you could save that next time for never.
Oh, if only there was a forward button on this phone.
Here's one that's kind of funny. Here lies a man named Zeke, second fastest draw in Cripple Creek. Second fastest. Don't put your phone down. I'm not taking care of this for the rest of the... Anyway, I think, we've done a fair amount. We could probably call it. That was a lot of... I just like how our stuff meanders away from the topic, but I thought it would be kind of funny. I still like the pie one. I think you should stick with that. If you go first, that's what I'll be putting on yours, assuming that I bury you with a tombstone.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that okay? Is that okay with you? I mean...
Absolutely.
I'll just say that's what he wanted. I have it right here on Facebook,
Perfect.
I can attest. Facebook can attest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be dead, so I don't think I'll care.
Well, you can haunt me if you do, and then I'll change it.
Oh, change my tombstone.
Hello.
Oh.
So tentative. Do you have anything?
Say something better. You're like, but what? I don't know. You come up with something.
Making me do all the work. Fuck off. Yeah.
You were lazy even in death.
You were lazy?
Are lazy.
You were lazy and you continue. That's what I'll put. I'm just kidding. Do you want to add anything for the beautiful people? Sorry about dissing on God. It's not really a diss because I just... Anyway.
Cool.
Anything else?
Sorry also about dissing on programmers because Andy's a programmer.
Oh.
But
double whammy.
It's different.
Yeah, but he hasn't done anything that you're complaining about. I think you're complaining about high level people who get paid a lot of money and fuck with the things that we pay a lot of money for.
See, you're angry about it too.
I'm just saying, I think Andy's exempt.
I think so too. At least now.
Yeah. When he gets really good and is getting the high
when he's getting into those big jobs and fucking with stuff that we use on a daily basis.
Then we're going to be mad. We're so mad at you in the future. Fucking.
You fucking
jerk.
Asshole.
Uh-huh. But for now, you're good.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, go ahead. What?
No. Go.
No. Have a great Turkey Day. Be safe.
Have a great Christmas, Hanukkah.
No, we're not there yet.
Kwanzaa?
I'm saying Turkey Day because that will happen before our next recording.
Oh, okay.
It's not like we're signing off for this season.
Goodbye, everyone.
Farewell.
Mm-hmm.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy. Enjoy it.
Happy
Till
Enjoy
next
It
time.
Day. Feliz Dia del Pavo, which they don't say in Spanish or any Spanish-speaking countries, but I like it.
Perfect.
All right. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Bye.